Hey YouTube, TrueTube here. Today I'm making doggy meatloaf in the air fryer. I'm gonna get everything ready and then I'll be right back. First things first, I'm gonna use my pole chopper. I gotta have carrots. I don't want to use too many though. Right now I'm thinking about using this size, but I'm not really sure yet because I do want it to be mostly meat, but I want to get a little bit of all this in it. So, you know, stuff's good for them. Yeah. Oops. I guess I gotta clean that. Grind it up nicely, and for right now, I'm just going to put it in here. Oops. And I'm going to clean the floor. Alright, so I'm going to put these aside for a second. Okay. Now I'm going to get some mini bell peppers done up, because these are good for them. They're a good source of like vitamin C and stuff. And last 2 times I've made their food, I've forgotten about these. Last time I got it, the red pepper, and then forgot about it. So I left it in the fridge, forgot. So I'm just gonna get these ready. I'm just gonna stem them, de-seed them, and then grind them up. So I'll be right back. Just so everybody sees. Hold on. Just can't think. Zoom in on its own again. Pain right in the butt. Here's my knife. This is vinegar. Because I just drop it on the ground. And also, I do have a bottle of just spray water and a bottle of rubbing alcohol too. So I'm set for sanitization being here. So, just so we saw that did get cleaned, even though this is for the dogs, but I'm going to be cooking some stuff for myself afterwards. So I want clean stuff. I'll be right back. Alright. I got my peppers chopped up fine. I did a couple red, like 1 or 2 orange, and then I think a yellow. So this is their vitamin C. I think they said a little A and stuff like that, so pretty good for them. I'm not really worried about how dirty this is yet, because I'm gonna do a little kale also, and I'm gonna grind it right up in this. I bought bag, so I don't have to mess around. To be honest, I really don't feel like cooking today. I got a migraine. I just want to throw up and go back to sleep. But that meat's been in the fridge too long, so I got to get it done for this bowl on me. I don't want to waste it. So, yeah. Gonna make a mess, for one thing. Okay, just like that. And just like everything else, I'm gonna turn this. About as fine as this thing will get. Broken? No, it's not quite broken. Alright, I'm gonna pause this for a minute, pick up pieces I put on the floor that I dropped on the floor and stick them in my compost, and then finish this off and I'll show you that. We ain't gotta sit there and stare and watch me do that. Okay, my kale is nice and shut it up really good. So I'm gonna toss it in here. Like I said, I'm gonna figure out at the end if I want to use this small one or a bigger one, because I do want them to have a couple good meals on. And that wouldn't. If I want it to be mostly meat, because that's what they eat in the wild. Even though I know they're domesticated, but still. Yeah, my fat hand barely fits in this thing. Okay. Now I'm going to take some oats. I'm going to try not to get them all over the place. I'll put a nice handful of oats in here. Because this is good for them. Plus, it'll absorb some of the juices from the vegetables that get released, and some of the fat from the meat. And then I'm gonna grind this up, and then I'll be back in just a couple minutes to show you my next step. Okay, I'm back. This didn't break down as much as I wanted it to, but I mean it broke down alright. And I decided I am going to use a bigger pan. So I'm going to take all my stuff, put it right in there. And plus, I have some acorn squash that's going to go in there too. Not all this, but a little bit. And it's already cooked, so I'm not really worried about it. Now, I'm going to spread this out a little bit, okay? Just like that. I'll make sure you guys can see me. Well, see what I'm doing, not see me. Come on, I want to sit there and stare at a fat man. Okay, now this is going to sound weird, because a lot of times I don't, most people don't, is I'm going to take some unprocessed pink Himalayan salt, alright? And I'm going to use just a pinch, because even though you don't need a lot, they don't need a lot of salt either, this does have minerals and stuff in it. Alright? So I'm going to put this in the air fryer for just a couple minutes to get some of that liquid out, and then I'm going to mix my oats and stuff in there. And I'm going to put the rest of my stuff in there, let it cool down, and then mix my meat up. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes after that happens. Alright, I did this at 250 for about 8 minutes altogether. It didn't release a whole lot of liquid, so that's good. Now, I do have a bowl, and I'm going to put it right in here, and I'm going to go wash this tin out really good, dry it off, and then I'm going to coat it, put a nice coating of probably coconut oil on it, since that's the best form, so it doesn't, hopefully it doesn't stick. To be honest, I don't really care if it does, and I don't care if it falls apart, because I know they're going to love it, so it's not going to be an exact meatloaf, but close enough. I'm going to put that in there. Empty the rest of this out. Okay. And I am going to let this cool down to room temperature so it doesn't cook with the meat, cook the meat. Because that stuff was really nasty. Oh, oops, don't want to drop that because I want to use that again too. Give this a little mix, and I am going to a little bit of turmeric because it's anti-inflammatory. And I'm going to use probably just a teaspoon of flaxseed, crushed flaxseed. You don't want to use too much because you don't want to, well, bind them up. This has got a lot of good oils and fibers and stuff in it. So, and I'm actually going to melt just a little bit of that coconut oil and put it in here. Porker smells it. She knows. She loves this kind of stuff. I try to make dog food for them every once in a while, but a lot of times excuse me, I got the hiccups now. I tried some of this when it came out. Oh yeah, I want to use a little bit of acorn squash too. But I tried a little bit and I got the hiccups. And I guess what I was saying before I went into that, I try to, you know, every once in a while when we have something, I get something big, you know, I try to give them something, make them something. And I usually forget to record it. I just do it up for them. So I'm going to go get this clean, a little bit of coconut oil, let this heat to room temp, let that cool down to room temperature, let that heat up to room temperature, and I'll be back. Alright, okay, it's cooled down now. I washed this out, dried it off, and I put it in the air fryer for a minute. Put some coconut oil in there. Spread it all around, and the extra is going to go right in here. They'll like that, plus it's good for them. Hopefully they won't get squirts from too much fat and fiber. And I'm just going to mix this up really good and make sure it's 100% cooled down before I start adding the meat. So I'm not going to make you watch this. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright, this is nice and cooled down, it's nice and mixed up. Dog tried a little bit, she liked it just like that, but I'm sure she'll like it better with meat. So, like I said, I did make a lot more of this than I, but, you know. So I'm going to use a good chunk of meat. So they have enough, so there's enough meat in it. I use about a third of this. Yep, about it. So much for making them a small one, but they'll be able to enjoy it and cut it up, freeze it if need be. Now I'm just going to mix this up real good. And honestly don't think they're going to care if there's some pockets in there or if it's too tough or anything else like people would. Even though need be, this is all human grade stuff. All human grade ingredients. It's all stuff people eat. Just probably need to work on the seasoning because I didn't put a whole lot in there. Oops. Making a wicked mess. Okay, I'm gonna get this mixed up good, or decently, and then I'll get back. So you don't have to sit here and watch me do this because I'm flinging crap everywhere. So I'm gonna clean up quite the mess when I'm done. Okay, I think I have got this incorporated enough. So I am just going to. That looks beautiful, doesn't it? I know it's just an empty pan, but it's got that coconut oil all over it. Now, I could probably put this in a little one, but it'll cook faster if I put it in here because it'll be thinner. So I'm just gonna, just like a regular meatloaf, I'm gonna pat it in here. I'm gonna try not to press it too hard, but chances are I probably will because I usually do. And then I'm gonna throw it in the air fryer. Probably about, I'm not really sure. I kind of don't want to cook it fast because if I do, it'll denature like the coconut oil in it. And I don't really want to do that because that's kind of the reason why I put it in there. So I might cook this slow just to keep the integrity of everything. So that's a pretty good sized meatloaf. There we go. Doesn't have to be completely even. So I'm going to put this at say 225 or 250 just at least temporarily and let it cook because I got to get other stuff done too. So while this is, like I said, going nice and slow, and if it's going too slow, I'll just take it up a couple notches. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright, I'm going to give this a real quick check. I ain't gonna lie, it looks good. Shrunk quite a bit. Of course, it's pretty fatty meat, so I'm going to take my temperature right dead in the middle. I want this one at least minimum of 165. And that's it. Perfect. Okay, so what were the times I had for that?
35, 36, 15, and 15.
Alright, I cooked it at 225 for 36 minutes. Well, actually, I did it 225, 18 minutes, 225, 18 minutes, and then I did 250 for 15 minutes, and I think 350 for 15 minutes. And now what I'm going to do is just let it sit there and cool before I do anything with it. So it can cool down for them, and some of that fat will redistribute. So I'll be back in just a little bit, and then I'll give them a taste and see what they think. Okay, now normally when I make meatloafs or anything, or I cook stuff in general, I don't like to leave it in the pan because I don't want it to reabsorb. But for this I did because there's not exactly a whole lot of starch and stuff in it, you know. So that little extra fat is going to be good for the dogs because well, that's going to be their energy source.
We're only down to one dog of ours.
So
We got another.
I'm going to try to carefully take this out. It looks and smells really good. I want to get it out as one piece, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Yeah, I guess I can. Alright. So, I mean, there's a decent amount of oil in there still. And you can definitely see the turmeric in it. So that's going to make it so it cools down a little bit faster. Because this one just doesn't want to wait. Because it's, well, yeah, it's almost supper time. And, well, she's been smelling that for a while. Plus, she already ate some of the vegetables because I wanted to see if she liked them or not. So I'm just going to let this cool down a little bit more to room temperature. Then I'm going to slice it up and let them have a try. Alright, it's been a while. It should be nice and cooled down. And I don't know if Sophia can wait no longer because she's going nuts. So, it's nice and soft. Squishy. Look at that. Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Sophia, you gotta go behind me. Oh, that's why I said you got, Sophia, you gotta move. Or don't. I'll try a piece of it, see what it tastes like. It's not bad. It's bland. Because it needs salt. But the flavors work good together. A little bit too much coconut oil, but I think she'll be fine with it. Actually, I know for a fact she'll be fine with it. I'm going to set up this camera so you guys can see this. If you have a weak stomach, you might not want to watch her eat. Alright, she walked away, but she's coming back. She sees what's up. She doesn't move fast, but when there's food involved, she sure does. Take your time. Yeah, I think she likes it. Like I said, it's not bad. It just needs a lot of salt, a little bit less coconut oil. So, you know your dog's picky, or you want something. This is probably a lot healthier, to be honest, than most of them dog foods that they make, where they just throw garbage in there. I mean, there's a reason why they put not fit for human consumption on packaged dog food, manufactured dog food. So every once in a while, give them a treat. I know this one gets a lot of treats, as you can tell by looking at her tush, but she's lovable. So everybody, take it easy. Have a nice night. Love your pets. Give them hugs and kisses, and give them some good food. Please like, subscribe. I'll talk to everybody later.